I am really excited, and I didn't come here for the spotlight. I didn't come here to have more eyes. I came here to win, and I really do think that with the group that we have, that we are going to win. We are going to get a championship sooner.
Sophie Cunningham's arrival in Indiana is already making waves. In her very first interview with The Fever, she radiates confidence, and fans are loving it. Her jersey, completely sold out worldwide. But it's what she said next that really turned heads. Staring straight into the camera, she delivered a bold prediction that has Fever fans fired up and Caitlin Clark's doubters uneasy. "I think we're going to win a championship."
This opportunity came about when I first heard about it. I was so excited. Like I just knew that it was my time to get outside my comfort zone.
This isn't just another roster move, it's a statement. The Indiana Fever, once dismissed as a team nobody wanted to play for, just ask Cheryl Swoops, has completely flipped the script. Now, they've built a squad that demands respect. With Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sydney Colson, and the newest addition, Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer, this team is locked in and ready to shake up the league. In her first interview, Cunningham lays out her plan to silence the doubters and prove why the Fever are the WNBA's hottest topic. Are you ready? Let's get into it.
I just kind of heard what they were doing, and of course you have Caitlin, who's drawn eyes from all around the world. That was like, why would I not? Why not be a part of something great? You go from Diana, and now you're going to a team who is going to be a contender for a championship. And so I'm stoked about this year. I'm really excited for the players, but I'm also excited just for the community and the relationship and the culture that you guys have here.
Remember when Cheryl Swoops claimed that no one wanted to play with Caitlin Clark? Well, that narrative just got completely destroyed. Swoops didn't hold back, boldly telling the basketball world that players would steer clear of Indiana like it was untouchable. "Nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark," she declared, as if she had polled the entire league. Her words spread like wildfire across social media and sports shows, fueling the critics who doubted Clark's impact. But now, the reality couldn't be more different.
What do, peeps? Cheryl Swoops is been missing. Cheryl Swoops is MIA. They got a APB out for Cheryl Swoops. If you see Cheryl Swoops, she did a lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana Fever, the locker room environment, how people didn't want to play there, how people wanted to leave.
But here's where reality hits, and it hits hard. While those claims were making headlines, the Indiana Fever were busy doing something far more important, building one of the most stacked rosters in recent memory. They didn't just sign one veteran star, they assembled a squad packed with playoff experience. Natasha Howard, a multiple-time champion and defensive powerhouse. DeWanna Bonner, a proven scorer and veteran leader. And Sydney Colson, bringing depth, experience, and that undeniable energy to the backcourt. Indiana isn't just building a team, they're building a contender.
We're going to be a phenomenal group. I'm excited for all the other pieces that came in this offseason with me. And so when I really see what I can do here, I'm confident in that, but I really am just excited for the big picture of what everyone brings to this team.
From the moment Sophie Cunningham sat down for her first interview with the Fever, the excitement was undeniable. This wasn't a player hesitantly joining a team or tiptoeing around the idea of playing with Caitlin Clark. No hesitation, no doubt. Just pure enthusiasm. Cunningham made it clear. She didn't just land in Indiana, she chose Indiana. And in her own words, she's ready to prove exactly why.
Style play that you guys are playing here, that Stephanie is going to bring here, it's run and gun, it's shooters, it's emotion offense, and so my eyes lit up like a Christmas tree.
Cunningham couldn't hide her excitement about Indiana's style of play. It's a perfect fit for her game. No hesitation, no second guessing, just full confidence in her decision. She's all in, and that includes the chance to share the court with Caitlin Clark. For anyone still holding on to Cheryl Swoops' claims, this moment said it all. The idea that players don't want to play with Clark, Cunningham just shut that down completely.
I played in emotion offense my whole life outside of kind of Phoenix. You know, it was more one-on-one and let people do their thing, and if you're open, you're open. Where I'm more, I like to move, I like to run, I like to dribble and kick, you know what I mean? And so when you see Caitlin, when you see Aaliyah Boston, she's a great passer. Kelsey Mitchell's a great passer, that if you move and you make the great cut, you're going to get the ball. And I think that just helps everybody, free up. And so I like to run. I kind of get the name Forrest Gump sometimes. And I'm like, hey, if you guys want to call me, that's fine. I'll beat you down the court every time. But I really am just excited for the style of play and what I can bring to the table for this team.
If there was any doubt about Sophie Cunningham's impact, the fans erased it instantly. Her jersey sold out almost as soon as she joined the Fever. This wasn't just about one player. It was proof that the Indiana movement is real. Players aren't running from the challenge. They're embracing it. And the fans? They're all in. Cunningham made her mindset crystal clear. I'm excited not just about what I can bring to the table, but our team's versatility. It's going to be huge, but her most powerful statement came when she shut down the noise for good. I didn't come here for the spotlight. I didn't come here to have more eyes on me. I came here to win. With those words, she crushed the idea that players would avoid Indiana to escape Caitlin Clark's shadow. That narrative, officially dead.
I really am just excited about not only what I can bring to the table, but as a whole, our versatility as a team is going to be huge.
Sophie Cunningham sent a loud and clear message. Elite players want to be in Indiana. They see what's happening. Caitlin Clark's generational talent, Aaliyah Boston turning into a dominant force, Kelsey Mitchell's elite scoring, Lexi Hull's relentless energy, and the makings of something big. This wasn't a hesitant move or a player settling for the best available option. Cunningham is a seasoned veteran, and she chose the Fever. From day one, she's been all in, lifting up her teammates and setting the tone with bold championship expectations. No script, no rehearsed lines, just the perfect response to Swoop's claims.
Here, I've already been motivated. Like, I know this is a new, fresh start. I'm not in a box anymore. Like, I can finally be free and be in an offense that I think that I can really thrive in and be around players who our mind is strictly on basketball and winning. So I'm just remotivated. I'm refocused. I feel like I'm back, to be honest. I got a nice tan and that always makes me feel good too. And so being here, honestly, it just makes me want to work even harder than what I've been doing.
When Sophie Cunningham talks about Indiana, she doesn't sound like someone who ended up there by chance. She sounds like she's exactly where she's meant to be. Her game, her personality, and her championship mindset all fit perfectly with what the Fever are building. While Cunningham found her ideal team, Caitlin Clark found something just as important: a protector. Last season, Clark took hit after hit, with little pushback from her teammates. The infamous Kennedy Carter incident with the Chicago Sky? That was just the start. Before long, it felt like the entire league was taking their shots at the WNBA's biggest star, without consequence. That changes now.
I am just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, and so for me to kind of get back to my roots and be close to my family, I'm so excited. Like, when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated, and I just like kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet, so this should be really fun. But for me, I'm excited to be closer to home. I'm excited to deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls around here, get to know the community more.
All season long, Caitlin Clark took hit after hit, hard fouls, flagrant shots, and unnecessary physicality. And every time she got back up, but opponents caught on fast. They knew there was no true enforcer on the court, no one to make them think twice before going after Indiana's franchise star. The Fever had plenty of young talent, but they lacked the veteran toughness to send a message. Clark kept taking the hits, and for too long, no one made the other team pay for it. That's about to change.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
I know I can be a little sassy sometimes. Not everyone loves that, but one thing is for sure. I always have my teammates' backs. Always on the court. I space the floor because I can shoot, and when you have playmakers like Kelsey Mitchell, fast, dynamic passers, it gives them the freedom to do what they do best. Defenses collapse, and that's when I'm ready to let it fly. I want to be a leader, a great teammate, someone who helps build a winning culture. That means setting egos aside and locking in on one goal: winning. And with this group, that won't be hard to do.
I'm a little bit sassy sometimes, which people don't like, but I love. My teammates always love. And to be honest, I spread the court. Like, I can shoot the ball. And when you have playmakers who are quick, who are great passers, with Kelsey Mitchell too, it lets them do their thing. And then the defense draws in and you're just ready to shoot. And so, I think that I'll bring a lot to this team. But at the end of the day, I want to be a good leader. I want to be a great teammate. I want to bring the culture piece and make sure our egos are put aside and that we're all in here to win. And I think that's going to be pretty easy with the group that we have.
Enter Sophie Cunningham, the WNBA's ultimate agitator and the missing piece Caitlin Clark needed. Cunningham isn't just here to knock down threes. She's bringing her fire, her edge, and her reputation as one of the league's fiercest competitors. She's the kind of player who won't hesitate to get in an opponent's face, and when she calls herself sassy on the court, that's putting it lightly. Opponents know exactly what's coming. A relentless competitor who lives for the battle and protects her teammates like family.
I'm just excited to kind of maybe be that calm piece when it needs to be calm, that feisty, sassy, stick up for my teammates when it needs to be that. And so just kind of reading the room and, whatever the team needs that day, being able to provide.
I'm going to stick up for my teammates, Sophie Cunningham made it clear in her first Indiana interview. I'm a fierce competitor. I want to win, and I hate to lose. That mentality changes everything. The Fever are no longer just an exciting young team. They're a team opponents will think twice before testing. With Cunningham in the mix, Indiana isn't just here to compete. They're here to fight.
When it comes to being on the court, I really am. I'm spicy, I'm fiery, I'm the ultimate competitor, and I'm really just trying to do whatever it takes for my team to win. A lot of people have a lot to say about it, but honestly, any teammate that you've asked that maybe had opinions about me before, once we're teammates, like, we love you as him. I'm like, duh, I'm not a mean person. But to be honest, I think that it could be a game changer. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna hit my threes, I'm gonna do all that, but just from a young age, my parents were like, go be the hardest worker, don't let anyone outwork you, but also enjoy it. Like, you work your tail off, so when it's time to play a game, go laugh, go smile, go yell if you want to, go be passionate.
Sophie Cunningham isn't just Caitlin Clark's protector. She's a relentless force. Known for her non-stop energy, she even dubbed herself Forrest Gump because she never stops moving, outworking, and out-hustling opponents from tip-off to the final buzzer. But Cunningham isn't just here to run, she's here to enforce. When Clark is pushing the pace, Cunningham will be right there, not just as a knockdown shooter, but as a physical presence ready to make sure no one dares to disrupt the Fever's rhythm.
I learned so much out in Phoenix. I was really blessed to have some really great teammates. You get to learn from the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. You've had a lot of people going in and out of that program. They've won championships, and so there's just a lot to learn.
Sophie Cunningham's basketball education came straight from one of the WNBA's ultimate competitors, Diana Taurasi. During her time in Phoenix, Cunningham didn't just learn the X's and O's. She absorbed a mentality that can't be taught in practice. Taurasi showed her that winning at the highest level isn't just about skill, it's about having an edge. It's about doing whatever it takes to win, whether that means getting under an opponent's skin or taking a hard foul to send a message. That mindset, Cunningham is bringing it to Indiana.
People say I'm 3-and-D, which I've never really considered myself a defensive player, but I think the past couple of years, I have been. I've been able to get my body right. I've been able to bang down low and hold my own. And so I just think when you can get players who are versatile on not only the offensive end, but the defensive end, that's where you win your championships. That's where you make a statement. And so I'm excited to kind of get down and start working hard on the defensive end. I think as a team, we all have to kind of have that mentality, especially if we're trying to get to where we want to go.
What truly sets Sophie Cunningham apart is her defensive versatility. At 6'1", with quick footwork and a high basketball IQ, she can guard anywhere from the point guard to the power forward. For Indiana, this is a game changer. Her ability to switch seamlessly on defense means fewer mismatches, making it tougher for opponents to exploit the Fever's lineup. And when teams try to target Caitlin Clark by forcing her into tough defensive assignments, Cunningham is there to take on the challenge, absorbing the physical battles and allowing Clark to stay fresh for what she does best, dominating on offense.
Length causes some issues sometimes. With the bigger people, I can get into their knees just because I kind of have that strength. But for me, I think that's an area where I could actually improve on. Like, it's funny to me that people are like, oh, she can play some defense. I'm like, I struggle with that. I know Stephanie White's going to be on me about, getting better in that area. But for me, that's an exciting thing. A big shot is a great energizer. A great pass is a great energizer. But when you can get 3 stops in a row and you get the crowd into it and you frustrate the other team, like, that's the type of stuff that I like.
The Fever's front office didn't just add shooting when they brought in Sophie Cunningham. They fixed their biggest weakness from last season. The days of teams taking free shots at Caitlin Clark? Over. This time, the first opponent who tries a cheap shot will have to answer to a player who has built her career on standing her ground. Cunningham doesn't flinch, doesn't back down, and certainly doesn't let her teammates take hits without a response. Indiana just got a whole lot tougher.